That's what happens when not too bad technical difficulties, but just a few. And these things happen. Good evening. It is now the closing hour. How long is this closing hour going to go? I don't know. Because I'm pretty quick at telling these particular kind of stories. Plus, just I told them already. Jesus Christ, there's quite a few guys around here. Thirsty for 2 glasses of milk. What are you doing? Eating cookies? Were you Santa Claus? Just real quick. I guess I'll grab the glass for this, even though I've had it on the show before. Sierra Nevada Pale Ale. Throwback to my days out in the Eastern Sierras. Sierra Nevada Brewing. That was my preferred beer when I worked at the Tiger Bar over in June Lake. There you go. Rebecca, how did you make the cup art? It was with that. Turn media down on this, so let's see. Red Evening is still live over on Jack Napier, that channel. I'm at 173 subscribers. Cool. In case I need to do anything else on that. Riggs is here. Chris is here. Thank you. Thanks for sticking around. The bit is here. God damn it. Martin Kaminsky. Quit choking your chicken. I was just watching it so someone else could try to choke it later before it, does things she's going to remember for the rest of her life. Tonight's cigar is a Rocket Patel mint, because that's just what I got. What's up, Dante? Dante should be watching Jack's stream. Come back here after they're done with theirs, man. No harm, no foul. I'll be here for next 30 minutes or so, maybe 45. It depends on how well the chat goes. How many people tune in? It's kind of one of the reasons I'm doing this. This might be the next couple of weeks, including this one. Might be the last couple that I do here. Oh, thank you, Bit. Bit, thanks for joining in, by the way. I really appreciate it. Yeah, I actually worked on it this time. Kind of failed the last time, but hey, apply a little bit more gelling and it works. I actually had it grown for that kind of reason. And other people requested, so Megan included. Megan over at Thought Commodity. Yeah, why the fuck not? You know why I did it? Because fuck you, that's why. Isn't that a good enough reason? Tonight is the night that I actually took off from my regular line of work, so I drive for a living in Seattle. I decided it's not worth working Saturday nights, at least for now. Especially since I'm definitely making more than enough to make up for it any other days that I do work. Even last night, which was a short night. But it isn't worth the hassle. It really isn't. Especially when you consider there is a commute, which I do get, I get a write-off for. Well, why do it? Especially since I don't think we're getting the paid 6 time off anymore for every day that we work. So I'll have to check into that at some point. But, you know, here's what I did today, and we'll get to today's topic or tonight's topic or whatever. What I did today was I had one or two options. One, it was either go visit the ale house just down the street. There's a brewery that's maybe about a mile away walking, which I'm not opposed to walking to. Given that I used to walk to a bar, one of the only bars I was in 86 from, that was a mile and a half away, one way. I'm out to a brewery, you know, during the day when I'm not really hammered, maybe haven't pre-gamed all that hard. I'm pretty sure I could do that. I can handle that. Or if I wanted to earn money, I can go to my buddy's farm because during the summer, you know, she has projects that she wants to get done. This particularly, she wants the northern side of her barn done. Okay, so that's what I opted to do today. Took my time waking up this afternoon. The last few afternoons, I've been kind of waking up and getting up actually really late. And we're talking like 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon. Like I'm actually finally starting to get up and getting out and going to do things in society. And yeah, I got up about like 2:30 or whatever. Before that, I was actually spending my time watching, what was it? Growling Sidewinder. Uh, he plays a game called DCS as Digital Combat Simulator. It's basically just a fighter pilot game that mimics about as close as the military will allow them to. You know, like the different jets and helicopters and stuff. It's pretty goddamn interesting just watching these guys play this. I never thought I'd actually see myself watching someone else play a video game, but this has been real fucking interesting. Especially their two Moron series. The one that came out was like, it was kind of heartbreaking. They used F-14 because F-14 is a two-seater. So you had his buddy Longshot there. And they're taking on an F-22. It's like, I know how badly this is going to end. And I don't want to see my favorite jet get shot down, but it's like, how could I not fucking watch? How could I not? Then I went over there and worked on her place. It wasn't anything too hard. Basically, I spent the whole time kind of pressure washing some of the old paint off that needed to come off because she wants to repaint the northern side this time around. Last year, we painted the southern side, and that was a real fucking physical endeavor. The first day, you know, being it was literally it was the hottest day of that year, which we narrowly avoided this year actually. And that's why I learned, hey, might be worth it to actually, you know, not just drink water, but with some more electrolytes. Just saying. 15 minutes of cramping on the side of the road to do that to you. Hell, even if you got to drink sugar with your Gatorade, drink the fucking Gatorade. We avoided that this year. And think about being up here is working on the southern side or something, you're directly in the spotlight for the sun. You're right in its bore sight. Hey, I did it. I made it. I'm still here to talk about it. What can you say? What's up, MKJO? Mike Kilo. What is J? I forget. J Oscar. Somebody tell me what J is in the comments as far as that alphabet goes. I couldn't keep Gatorade in stock at work. Riggs, I don't know what you do, so. But I'm pretty sure if that's the case, then it's probably labor intensive. So. So I asked this question in Discord a couple of days ago. And I said I'd go ahead and cover it as a topic here. Even though I did talk about this, if you're in Dark Light or DLD After Dark's Discord, then you already have the answer as far as this goes. If any of you guys go to the bars like I'm going to be doing here in about a half an hour or so, because that's prime time to go, at least as far as tonight goes. What are the days that you would think would be a good time to go? I'll give you guys a few minutes to think that over and put an answer in the comment section before I give my own answer. If you read the title, you already know the day that I'm talking about. So I'll have to explain why that is. Mark Kaminsky, question. If you were in the Walmart parking lot and see George Soros crossing the walkway in front of you, what do you do? Look, I know who George Soros is. I'm gonna stop. Hey, if I can talk to him, maybe I can get some money out of him. Hey, look, I'm gonna take a wild guess to say you're not the same skin color persuasion that I am. So maybe I can actually get something out of it. I can get like $10,000 or something, you know. Hey, and I'll fucking do it. MKJ. Oh, Juliet. Thank you. Mike Kilo Juliet Oscar. Thank you very much. Okay, yeah, now I remember. Only because you reminded me, of course. Riggs Jr. I work in a cardboard box plant, and it's regularly 100 degrees in my work area in the summer because of the steam used to make boxes. Wow. I don't know precisely what goes into make cardboard boxes, but yeah, it sounds like you're out. It sounds equivalent to working in either like an attic unit, like what I live in, you know, installing HVAC or something, or you're working on a roof when it's like 110 degrees out. So, geez, yeah. Sure, you're doing a good Dark Lord's work there, Riggs. Jerry, thank you for joining. Evening, Lance. Just got home from jamming some Battlefield 4 on PC with the boys. All right. Hi, humanity. Jesus Christ. Yeah. Sign me out. Riggs, you do that job. I'm out. Fuck that. I got enough to deal with the high heat. I'm just saying. So tonight, as you know, is Saturday night. Or Sunday morning, as some people will like to put it. But I don't care because you know what? I am still awake. And even if the sun comes up, as somebody had that concession, I even go against that one. You know what? Still Friday night. Okay, if I make it to Sunday morning where I have to stay awake past noon or something, then maybe I'll call it Sunday morning. Fuck you, it's still Saturday night. So like I said, 10, 20 minutes from now, that's what I'm looking at, unless something crazy happens here. I'm still looking at going to visit a local bar scene. I'm not sure which one I'm going to go to. Which specific spot, specifically. But as far as meeting people, and if you're a guy, and definitely if you're a girl too, because women, I don't know if you knew this or not, they go to the bar for a lot of the same reasons that the guys do, aside from just socializing and, having the liquor and the drinks and all that stuff being kind of the social lube to actually talk to people. You know what? Look, people, guys and girls alike, they want to get laid. Aaron Clary, he wants to say that, male sex drive is way higher than women's because that's what we seek. But, we're fucking seekers. Women are takers. Just because they like to take it doesn't mean that they're going to go for it. There's your reason for your discrepancy. I'm just saying. That sounds like fun. And the best day that I've found so far has been on Thursdays. In fact, there was 3 times that I talked about before. I had to reject. It actually been 4 times. Ever since Hot Russian X has been out of the picture. We all caught your meaning there. Alphabet soup bar. Okay, I'm going to assume Jack and Rob are done. Welcome back. I'm going to exit out so I actually know how many people are listening. Because if I have that open, then it shows me as one of the listeners. Now I don't like to inflate my numbers, even if it's by 1. So, which do I start with? Because there's 3 separate bars that this happened with. 3 separate Thursdays, 4 separate Thursdays across 3 different bars that were in the Auburn area. There's the Spunky Monkey. That's the big and that's the really big kind of popular one that people, even if they're visiting Seattle, somehow they also end up visiting, this particular bar. And probably one of the reasons is, at least at the time, it used to have karaoke basically 7 days out of the week. They always had a DJ that was doing karaoke there. You know, there was a Rainbow Cafe, which wasn't too far away. It's across the street and across the parking lot of the Safeway. That I still shop at, believe it or not. And then finally, we have the 15th Street Bar and Grill, about a mile and a half away from, just to give you an idea of how far it is, the train station. Which one has a higher hit rate? You talking about the bars? We're getting to that. So who do I start with first? I always start with this because this was kind of a quick case. We'll start with the quickest ones and then we'll end with the longest running ones. How about that? If anyone wants to post their closes in the chat, you go right ahead and do it. This had to have been within 2 hours. Actually, it might have been an hour and a half or so. And I've talked about it before. It was the chick, she goes by Christina, as in Christina Aguilera. And I can't remember what her friend's name was, but it was two of them. I was sitting at the 15th Street Bar and Grill. And I just wanted to kind of hang out, talking to the bartenders. Lovely lady, hot as fuck. She has a husband and kids and all that stuff. So it wasn't anything like that. But, she was fun to talk to. That is not happening tonight. Although there is an episode way back when on this channel where you can see me doing just that, or at least hear me. I don't think I was on camera back then. So there's your homework assignment. Go back and listen. I don't remember what the episode was called, so don't ask me. The last call comes around. I think I got in like another shot or something, and I was totally fine with that. Not like I was trying to get trash. I mean, it was literally just me and her there. And these two girls come up. Pretty good looking girls and pretty young looking girls. No, those are not mutually inclusive, especially up here. They both try to get drinks from her, and since it's past closing time, they're not getting any. So they're kind of bummed out, but me and them, we end up talking to each other about what? Don't ask me because I don't remember. And we kind of end up walking outside at the same time. I'm wearing like my weight set at the time, which ended up becoming my armor set last year, part of this year actually. And part of that was like, okay, I can walk a mile and a half to the bar, walk around and, with whatever the fuck we got going on and walk a mile and a half back and have no goddamn problems whatsoever. So I was kind of committed to that. So when they asked me like, hey, do you want to ride home? I initially was going to fucking turn them down. So like, hey, no, don't worry. I can walk home. And then the other part of my brain kind of kicked in and was like, hey, don't fuck this up. Whatever you do, don't fuck this up because I knew where we're leading. So I get in the car. We're talking back and forth. They're a little bit bummed that they couldn't get anything to drink. I tell them about basically I stay stocked on shit, and they were asking about other substances of which I may or may not have had. And so I decided to go ahead. Okay, they're trying to figure things out. This is where you actually want to take leadership as far as that goes. Like, okay, you need to use the bathroom and you want to have things to drink. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to park in the parking lot, the Ace Hardware near my old place. Or it was my place when I had it. You stay in the parking lot. Make sure no one fucks with your car. You come with me, you can go use my bathroom. I'm going to figure out what the hell we're bringing. And then while that happened, I'm looking around. I was like, I could bring a 6-pack of beer, but there's a full bottle of well below freezing temperature tequila in my damn booze fridge, the one that Bowl of Chaos brought over. More on her later. So Christina comes out of the bathroom. I say, hey, you know what? You think this is a better idea? She wholeheartedly agrees. We go back down in the car. The other lady drives us back to their place, about 10 miles away or so. After that, I think she may have taken a shot or two. She immediately ends up going to pass out on the bed. So this ends up being a problem because aside from that bed and 3 or 4 bar stools, there's no other furniture. Of course, we start getting into everything that I brought over, which naturally leads into us starting to get into it. It ends up into her bent over one of those bar stools and the bar area. While I have the weights on, by the way, I eventually took them off. We eventually both ended up completely fucking naked. Sans condom, by the way. I think she got one injection in her before, like, put it this way. That was one of the ones that I learned that you take too much of one substance and it kind of fucks things up. I had a little bit of problem there, but it was still a good night. Ended up there till sunshine. And not only did I have such a good time doing that, she ended up taking me back home. Drunk and high. Some of you guys recognize that as a Friday night. I was still awake. I still call it, or it was a Friday morning rather. I still call that Thursday night. The other short one. Now, this is a chick that tried to get me before, and the first couple times she tried, I was still with Hot Russian X. So I found a way to politely deny her, or found a way to just kind of get away, basically. But this night, she's out of the picture. I think Bullockhouse was somewhat in the picture at this point. Or at least we were talking. We were talking, me and Bullockhouse had not done anything yet because the code name I give her is Lesbian Slump Buster. This was a lesbian who was no less than in her mid 50s with the short gray hair to match. Not a bad rack on her either. A little bit of extra weight on her, but something that could be worked with. That night we end up outside of the Spunky Monkey. This is one of two out of that particular venue. Three if you include Bullet Chaos Week, but that's a different. We'll get to that story. She finally gets a hold of me. I'm like, you know what? I'm taking this. But I'm hungry first. So I decide we walk a half a mile to the Denny's. It's not too far away. She waits patiently and like, order my food, eat my food, all this shit. Don't worry, I got other booze with me. I had a whole booze package at that time. After that, we walk all the way back to her place. So actually was around the corner from where my place was. Didn't know it at the time, and I still don't think even she knows it to this day. Because I was really good at kind of masking how I would go back to my place and, all that kind of stuff. Pretty good at that. We end up back at her place. We start getting to it. We basically, all we do is missionary, basically. But I'm going with it, and I'm a little bit wary of her, so I decided to put on these things that I've forgotten about, but I still sort of remember back in my early days, called condoms. It's kind of okay. I'm feeling it. And I end up doing one of these things where I kind of end up pulling out, like not intentionally, but it ends up coming off. And then as soon as that happens, she takes the opportunity to kind of pull it off. And then I'm looking at her like she's holding the damn condom with a smile on her face. I'm looking, I was like, okay. So we just keep going at it without it. And I remember being so kind of, for whatever reason, even with the lesbian, like so open and wet. It felt good, but no matter what I did, there was no completion that was going to be coming to happen. She wasn't going to get the holy injection. So I'm pretty sure that's what she wanted. So what she ends up doing, we flip over. She starts servicing me with her upstairs. And I still remember looking her eye to eye, like when I'm coming to completion with her. Of course, that also means that she wasn't good either. You need a little bit of friction when that's going on. Otherwise, no one's. It might feel good, but no one's going to get off if it's too much lube, basically. I don't know why she was so fucking turned on. Maybe that's just the way she's built. I don't know. And I still remember afterwards, by this time the sun is coming up again. This is gonna be a recurring fucking thing. We're contemplating going at it again. She decides to say, okay, she's gonna be the adult and say, probably she gets sleep. I need to go use the bathroom. And the thing about her place is that she lived kind of in a commune where it's like she has her own room, but 6 other people have their own room in this place, but everything else is shared. So I need to get dressed to go to the bathroom. She's like, nah, it'd be fine. So I go in there and I'm wearing socks, and that's it. I'll go and do my business. I think I actually did wash off downstairs. Not sure. I'll come back out, and there's a guy standing there. He's like, hey, you need to get the fuck out of here. He's fully dressed. I'm wearing nothing but socks. So I'm trying to calmly tell him, like, hey, I had no problem getting out. I want to do that anyways. And this took a couple of exchanges, like, hey, can I get my clothes and my other stuff out of her room before I do that? We're there for like 4 or 5 fucking minutes. She has no idea this is going down at the time. Finally, I'm able to convince him, like, okay, what's going on? Because I'm guessing he's not used to her bringing anything other than a woman over. He's not used to anything aside from her bringing a woman over to her place. We end up getting things kind of figured out, squared away or whatever. It'll be okay. But again, happened on Thursday. Story number 3. The endowed blonde nurse. It was kind of a random get together that her and some of her friends were having on this particular night. Nothing happened that night. We just ended up talking and we exchanged numbers. And at the time, actually, I mean, it doesn't really matter. This was a few years ago, so why not go ahead and tell it? I was still with officially with Hot Russian X. So you could call this technically cheating, maybe. But I get a number. She gets home. I get home. Either I call her or she calls me, and Chad immediately gets text is like, okay, you like these things, you like this and that, whatever. What are you packing? What do you like to do? All that kind of stuff. Okay, it's worth keeping in the background. Later, when I figured that wasn't going to be a thing anymore, might have even been before, realized that me and Hot Russian X weren't a thing anymore. Might have been. I don't have the greatest of memories, but things I remember, they matter. We started becoming a regular thing. She would call me over when she had the nights off, and she needed somebody to come over and basically do her good. And it was so good that she kept calling me over. Still remember I would come over and I would come over with food, but kind of the same thing with the last girl. Like, look, this is what I normally eat. And she's like, okay, I'll just sit here and wait. That's what she would. She didn't care. It's like, I'll sit here and wait for you to finish eating. But then we're going to the bedroom. Maybe we'll shower beforehand. Or we'll shower afterwards. Who knows? That was a great fucking time. And by the way, if she's listening, which I doubt she is, but if she is, she saved my fucking life, or at least my health at the time. Because part of that time was during when we had wildfires, and my lungs they're particularly sensitive to smoke. I was smoking a cigar. You don't inhale cigars, just so you know. But did the chat just completely die? What the hell happened here? Let me look on it. That was a higher hit rate. Okay. All right, I didn't lose the chat. Everybody's just listening. Okay, that's fine. What I did was, aside from having a N100 respirator to actually go out and do work, I had MERV 13 filters in the windows, and everything was set to all the other fans. They were sealed up and they were set to exhaust. So basically, the only intake was through the filters. And by day 3, there was smoke coming through the filters. I remember waking up and coughing and shit. And I was trying to figure out what I was going to do that night. Because I wouldn't be able to get filters until the next morning. Luckily, she messaged me and said, "Hey, you want to come over and have some fun?" I'm like, yeah, I wouldn't mind at all. I think I did tell her what was going on that night, and I think she was happy to have me over anyways. But she kind of saved my ass. Amazing, she wanted to keep in touch. There was another time before where I was have her over, and she was actually supposed to visit here this past month. Apparently, she's now in a relationship, so in her words, her play dates are over. Little does she know, or I think she actually does know. I actually did spot her in the store well before she was supposed to be here with whoever she was with. She's not hard to miss. By the way, as I predicted, she gained quite a bit of weight. Living in Louisiana, then she lived in Vermont. And so now she's past my threshold of tits to gut. Your tits should stick out farther than your gut does. As long as we can do that, we can talk. She's past that point, at least as far as I saw her. But hell, one great fuck buddy, dude. Really one great one. Again, met her on a Thursday, and then finally, Bola Chaos herself. Now, I met her quite a few other times. Spunky Monkey, and possibly at the Rainbow. That's where the Rainbow comes into play. That was the night I had the scariest drive home, where basically I think it was a bolt that broke on my transmission, with the transmission mount. So the only gear I had by that time when I was heading home on my emergency route was the third gear. Rick Jr. is still here. Car windows at the fell window tint. Oh, Jesus. Oh, that sucks. See, I'm not going monk yet. I'm going to hold that line out just because I like fucking women. But I don't blame you. I'm kind of the same kind of. I'm looking, but you know what? I'm not investing. I'm not. But I don't blame you for being where you are. But yeah, I had that fucking scary drive. It was one of the scariest drive homes that I ever had. And I make it home by like 7 o'clock or something. Usually I'm around about 11, 11:30. By that time, Spunky Monkey's really picking up. And so that's the time to go there. I'm thinking, you know what? I don't want to deal with whatever issues are going on. I kind of look under there and see what the hell's going on, but I'm not going to try to fix it. If it can't be fixed, I'm just going to enjoy my time. And the reason I went to the Rainbow Cafe was like, okay, they got chicken wings for a decent price. I'm going to go there, eat some chicken wings, and then afterwards, after having chicken wings and a beer or wherever the hell I'm having there, Then I'll go to the Spunky Monkey. Okay? So I'll go there, and guess what? Bowl of Chaos is there with one of her friends. And she's doing a lot of her own things, whatever. But, we kind of knew each other at least a little bit at that point. We spent basically 2-3 hours talking to each other, just hanging out. I basically shamed her into drinking the rest of her fucking drink. Spoiler alert, Native Americans, they're kind of like some of the Asian population where they can't process alcohol that well. So they have a real low tolerance as far as that goes. I didn't realize this at the time. It didn't help that she was also high at the time because she was smoking before this. Fine, we end up at the Spunky Monkey. It's not that far away. She keeps trying to pull me in for because I can see the smile on her face. I still remember that smile to this day. It's a smile that I'm never going to forget. One of the warmest smiles I think I've ever fucking seen. I still feel guilty for destroying this poor girl. Not gonna lie. But, last call gets called. We'll end up outside, and I'm looking around. She's not there, and I'm kind of like, did she fucking leave? What the hell happened? Turns out she went to the bathroom kind of the same time I did. And she was also worried as well. She was worried that I left. So I guess we were both kind of glad that both of our fears kind of invaded. We go to the Denny's, the same Denny's that I took the Slump Buster to. She was on her starvation diet. I think she was on 1,290 calories a day, which at her size and her musculature is like, how the fuck are you managing this? So she orders what was it, biscuits and gravy or something, eats half of it. I ordered a fucking Monster Meal that I was ordering. And when I did it with her, it was because I knew she still wanted to kind of close things. Rather than me do it to you, you do it to me. It's how would you initiate a fucking kissing thing? And gotta give her credit. She fucking did it. And I could talk maybe later at some point if you're interested in it. I doubt you would be because now we're talking just my own exploits here with one woman. Of which I still cherish those memories gravely. But had it not been for the fact that I couldn't get the funds that I needed out of one account into another one that I could use to go to a motel that we ended up fucking around with in the park that was next door to it, basically doing everything but the major acts, things would have happened that night. And you know what? That turned into a year and a half long relationship. In our relationship, that was fucking insanity. There was a lot of good parts of that. There were some bad parts of it, as every relationship was going to have. Most of it was crazy. But you know what? I wouldn't trade that time for anything. Even times I was fucking other women aside from her. Even though after a while, hey, she was the only one I wanted, and I'm that kind of person. Look, hey, if you're satisfying my needs, I don't need to look anywhere else. I really don't. But all of that, glad I got to help her at least as far as I could. This is kind of my red pill as far as look, you can't help people. She took my lead as far as she could until she didn't anymore. Now she's about as fucked as anyone else can be. In fact, like I said, you know what? She's dead as far as I'm concerned. Person that I knew as Bowl of Chaos is dead. Because what that body has done afterwards is shit that she never would have did if she was still here. I'm drunk and that's sobering shit. Just to even say it, even well over a year later, almost two. If she's still even alive physically, I don't know. Maybe I'll look at some point. As far as I'm concerned, she's gone. And to know that I had a hand in kind of destroying who she was because I was what she wanted, but not in the way that she wanted it. At least not totally. It sucks, but what am I going to do? Either way, I enjoyed the time that we had. She certainly enjoyed the time that we had. To the point that the neighbors and the landlord at the time were complaining about it. Would not have happened without a Thursday. And so that's what I've been trying to explore these last couple of weeks. That's my theory with Thursdays. Maybe it only pertains to Auburn, Washington. I don't know. Fridays, you're more likely to get into a fight with somebody. Saturdays, who knows? Because Saturdays are Saturdays. Thursdays were the underrated days. They were. Not up here because most places that are around the corner here are closed. I'll have to explore what the fuck is the 6th Ave, which is close by. I'll have to take a ride there. Which now that's adding another 30, $40 to my night, which I don't really want to do, but I'll do it at least a couple of times. But Thursday nights, hey, Splash 4, almost to 5, and I'll have to look back on the calendar. I get the feeling if I look back and I see what date that me and Hot Russia next met up, why do I get the feeling that was a Thursday too? Probably not. It was probably like a Tuesday or something. Tuesday actually also not that bad. Depending. That's a real limited one. Thursday nights is where it's at. At least it was. I don't know about you. Tell me what's going on in your areas. Leave it in the comment section. Whether it's here, whether it's later, I'll be sure to check back in. For whatever reason, I just got all my comments back, or my emails for all of my Gmail accounts. They got locked for a few days. I don't know why, but then they all came kind of flooding back in. And now I know there's that Russian chick that wanted to move over here, Olga or whatever. Wonder if she's listening. I don't know. I know she knows I do this. I missed a lot of my damn emails. So I'm going to have to go over it or either tomorrow morning, tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow night. I'm not sure, but I'll get back to all of them. Sorry if I haven't gotten back to them. The last thing I saw was it was Drew Bay. His father died. Everybody go to bay.com and check his stuff out. If you're trying to get into, exercising, lifting, and you want to do it properly and the best way that even I couldn't train you to do, go check that out. And probably Joe's sent me an email to Joe Dolio at tactical-wisdom.com. Yeah, I don't know. That fucking happened. That was kind of annoying. I know I got a bunch of notifications sitting up there. But I'll get to them when I can. Sorry. These things happen. What do you want me to do? But yeah, Thursdays were today. It hasn't been the case where I live now. They definitely were the case where I lived way back when. And so, try it out in your area. Let me know how it goes. Most of you guys actually kind of live in the sticks or whatever, so maybe it's different. Try it anyways. Let me know, and I kind of want to swap notes with you guys kind of in the background. Email me, bacon@thegoddamnbacon.com. I promise I'll make sure I pay more attention to my emails within the next few days. For no other reason, I kind of want to hear what's going on in the other areas. I think I'm onto something just because of my own experiences. Speaking of my own experiences, I want to see the Saturday Night Cubs here, what Saturday night brings here. So let me get to everyone else's comments. Red Pillow went monk. Suppose I wonder why I maybe partake. I'm not sure what Riggs means here. Sorry if I missed what you were talking about. Dark over at DLD After Dark. Everybody go check that channel out. He just had a show out today. And it was really good when he had, what was it, Richard Hoffman, I think. I think that's his name. And that guy is a fucking character. I subscribe to his channel. It's EWB Firearms. Echo Whiskey Bravo Firearms. Go check that out. Ain't been to the bar in years. Just on my thing. That's fine. Hey, do it for me. Do it for science. Just like when Sidewinder, he drags Longshot along to do a first science video. He was fighting a what was it? What was it? It was a Russian. It was a Russian attack chopper or something. He was fighting it in Huey. They did it for science, and they actually downed it like 1 or 2 times or something. Do it for science, and report back here. I expect a full goddamn report here from everyone who listens to this chat. Guy, girl, I don't care. If you got late on Thursdays, come back and tell me. I will keep doing this for the next couple of weeks. Again, just a show note. I don't know if I'll keep doing this, at least for the summer that we have open before everything gets locked down again. If we get locked down again, then I'm definitely going to be here. But not getting the numbers of people that want to come in. I appreciate the people who come in and listen. Because at least it gives you something entertaining to listen to. Hopefully. But you know what? I buzz the local bar scene before I pull in here. While I'm listening to Dark's chat or Jack Napier when he does things on fucking Saturdays, because he has the audacity to have a birthday, you know, on the day that he normally does chats or whatever, or he does shows. All right. Maybe I could just listen to Dark's chat and then after that's wrapped up, go check this out. There's more people there during the early hours than there are during the late ones. And by me doing an hour-long show like I've done tonight, that's an hour that I could have spent at the bar. That's an hour I could have spent, you know, talking to some chick. So, people had tuned in. If you're not going to tune in, then there's no reason to do it. Who knows? Maybe it'll be a winter thing. Who knows? Maybe I'll switch days. Who knows? Monday seemed to be a popular day. So, I don't know. We'll see. At any rate, appreciate who all tuned in. Dark tuned in. Riggs Jr. tuned in. Dante tuned in. Who else tuned in? Jerry. Mike, Kilo, Juliet, Oscar tuned in. The Bit tuned in. Appreciate all of you. And to all of you tuned in, and by the way, special shout out to Sarge. Prepping with Sarge, that's his channel. He actually makes a concerted effort to tune into whatever I'm doing. I don't know why, but he does. And he makes a concerted effort to actually shout out whatever the hell I'm doing here. Because I guess he finds it entertaining. Yes, I can have vulgar language. Yes, I can. Thank you. Appreciate it. But he makes effort to shout me out whenever I'm doing something. I appreciate that. Everybody go check out Prepper and Sarge. He always does a show every Friday. I think it starts at 4:30, 4:45 or so. And he goes for 45 minutes because at, what is it, 17:30? That's 5:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time for those of you who can't tell time, because other people go live that he knows. I don't know who goes live at 5:30. I actually need to ask him about that because I could use some people I could tune into that. Might be the Metal Merchants. I'm not sure. But he has a good channel. He talks about a lot of good things that everybody should be kind of paying attention to, especially within the next few months. Next few months, probably going to get bad. Who knows? Best message I can give as far as that goes: enjoy your damn summer, because we might not get another one. That's how I'm treating this summer. That's why I'm going to be getting out of here within the next couple of minutes. Unless anybody has any topic that you want me to cover within the next couple of minutes, go ahead and throw it in now. I'm almost at the end of the cigar. I don't think I'm going to save it. It was the mint one, which is pretty good. Not going to leave a bad smell here or anything, even though I got the exhaust fans going. I was supposed to go to Auburn to go to the cigar box and resupply because I didn't want to smoke this one. I wanted to throw this in my kind of carry, like my everyday carry, but that didn't happen. I saw a road that was closed and I bugged out of that. And I saw there was super traffic along those routes. So I didn't go into my buddy's place. I had to go back to my old town of Auburn, to get to my buddy's place. If I took the route that I was going to take, that would have taken me an extra 15, 20 minutes. By the time I got going through that, it was like, it wasn't worth it. I was like, you know what? I'll just smoke the damn mint one. I don't know if you can see that, but it says mint. It's a Rocky Patel. They usually have these in stock. Yeah, it's kind of glad I just went ahead and took this one. I'll be restocked by next week. Right, I just wanted to give a good word about Thursdays. If you're going to go to the bar, go to the bar on Thursdays. No, it's packed. And you know what? Those are the days I've gotten laid. Or it's led to experiences of me getting laid. Just saying. And good long-term experience, at least in one case. Maybe two. I'm not sure. Pat that one, not a fan. All right, that's fine. You don't have to be a fan of it. That's okay. Throughout chicks don't like, tobacco smoke. If there's a mint flavor to it or some other flavor to it, they tend to like that. Chicks actually tend to like cigar smoke. Even the ones that don't like cigarette smoke, for the obvious reason they don't like cigarette smoke. I've had chicks actually ask me to blow cigar smoke into their face because they were into it. I'm not kidding. It happened at the last Red Festival we had. It was 2019, I believe. Last time we had a festival for that. Real quick, that was supposed to happen this past early June or July or whatever. And I've not only heard that from some of my sources in the field, I've heard it from some of the people who manage the properties around here. They're actually dealing with a guy who's doing just that. If we get put back in the lockdowns or whatever, I get the feeling that's going to be kicked down the road again. And I don't know what's going to happen if that happens. But yeah, whenever that shit happens and people start getting bills for like tens of thousands of dollars, a lot of bad things are going to happen. That's what I'm saying. I don't think rent price is going to increase just yet. I'm not sure. Don't take my advice for any of this because I'm just operating off of what I'm hearing. But shit could get bad. You might see a lot of people get kicked out on the streets. You might see a lot more appliance for Section 8 housing. I don't know. I really don't know, Riggs. So I just say, you know what? Prepare for what you can. I actually plan on, just so you guys know, just real quick, and we'll get the hell out of here. Walmart, at least in my area, they have a really good deal on chest freezers. Food's already been pretty short to get on, especially meat. So I actually think I'll be in the next few weeks. I'll be getting myself a chest freezer. I know exactly where I can put it. Even though I have a small place, I can fit a chest freezer in here. So I'll be getting that, getting it stocked. I'm glad I'm at the place where I can do that and not even have to worry about where my rent money's gonna come from, where the gas money's gonna come from, where my booze money's gonna come from, all that kind of stuff. So if you're at least in that position, get that done. At least you'll at least have a few weeks to contemplate where you want to go in case shit gets really fucking south. Who's RP Decade? I gotta take a piss in a minute, so I'm out of here soon. Thank all you guys for tuning in. I didn't think I'd make it an hour, but yes, it did. Thanks for the people who tuned in. And I don't think we went over 5 or 6, which is fine. That means all you guys are enjoying your time out doing whatever you're doing. Hell, even Dark decided to show up. Rocky Patel Decade. Okay, I'll have to look for that. I'll look for it at the Cigar Box in Auburn or the... I don't remember what the shop is called in Fremont, but that's the other place that I normally shop at. But yeah, I'll definitely keep an eye out for that. RP Decade. Back, let me write that down. Hang on. What was I here? Rocky Patel Decade. Okay, cool. Got it written down. Trying to do a career change and move to another state over to said job. So all this makes you, yeah, I don't blame you. I don't blame you, Riggs. Look, hopefully everything goes well for you, man. I really hope for the best for you. I really do. From bottom from where I used to have a heart, I really hope for the best for you. Casa Magnus. I'm gonna look for that too. I'm gonna assume that's a manufacturer. All right. Thank you all for tuning in. I'm gonna get out of here. I'm gonna go out. I'm gonna go live life as best I can before everything gets canned. And I'm stuck here doing shows like this again at like 2 in the fucking morning because there's nowhere to go. Until next time, keep it tactical. Stay free, keep it tactical. Stay prepared. I forget what the hell I was going to be saying. And above all else, be chaos, my friends.